4 of the FSW Coaches Show here at Florida Southwestern State College. I'm Sports Information Director Roy Allen, joined today on our Week 4 show by head women's basketball coach, Dr. Jerald Ellis. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, Coach. First question. You've been with the staff since it started, but this year in a new role, moving over a couple seats on the bench. Talk about the differences there and how your first couple months here have gone as head coach.
Well, things have gone really smooth, specifically because, we've kept the majority of the staff with Coach Raven Wright, and Oscar Lopez is still with us. So Raven is very instrumental in our program. She does a lot of the behind the scenes work that most people don't see, and that allows me the flexibility to continue to do what I love to do, which is go out, get on the road, recruit. I love to sit in the living room and talk to mom, dad, the player, grandmother, whoever it might be. So I think that it's been pretty seamless for me because of the fact that we have that support already in place.
That's great. Coach, you've been a long-time teacher at FGCU down the road, 23 years, I think we just talked about now. Talk about how being a teacher for so long has helped you become the coach that you are.
Well, to be honest with you, it's the same thing. Teaching and coaching are, they're identical. It's every day we approach practice as we're teaching, and they should approach it as they're learning today. So if you love what you do, I get up at usually 5 in the morning, leave for FGCU at 5:30, and I absolutely enjoy going in and doing my job. And then I leave from FGCU after class, and I love changing my uniform and coming over and doing the same thing. It's just to me, it's one and the same.
Coach, anytime you have a coaching change inside of a program, you're going to see some differences moving forward into the next year. What are some differences that fans here at FSW might be able to see from your program going forward once we get going in January?
I think probably the main difference, which I hope is apparent, is we're going to attack as a more disciplined style of play. Now we love discipline off the court and in practice and all that, but I'm talking about style of play, where every championship game is played in the half court, and players have to develop the basketball IQ to be able to finish what they started. And I think that that's really going to be the most apparent thing with us, is that we'll play a lot more of a half-court style when we need to. That doesn't mean we're not going to push it and run and be exciting. It just means that when it matters, we need to be able to be in control both offensively and defensively. And I think that's what they're going to notice most.
Yeah, sounds good. 6 sophomores back off to last year's national tournament team. Who so far in the early going has been one of those sophomores that has made the biggest jump from their freshman year to their sophomore year for you?
It's a little hard to say because 3 of them are banged up right now. And Gio has a hyperextended knee, Cabrillo's got shin issues, and Tashana just got out of an MRI for probably an MCL problem. So it's been hard to say. I think initially, the first week or so, we thought that Cabrillo was the one that's made the most, made most forward progress, I think, over the summer. But I'm just really super excited about our freshman group. So those sophomores better watch out.
So that's going to lead us right into our next question here on the list, Coach. A lot of new faces in the program this year. A lot of new faces, as you just talked. We didn't rehearse this beforehand, but a lot of new faces that you're expecting to make a big impact as freshmen this year. Who are some names that have jumped off the sheet so far for you?
Well, our young lady from Chile, Macarena Retamales, is going to be a fabulous player. She can play 1 through 5. I think she's going to make a huge impact. I think Patience Williams from Minneapolis, Minnesota, gives you that it factor inside around the basket, and not necessarily, she's not your typical post player. She's just a very athletic player. And I've got to say that Renaltha Mark out of Miami Norland is also another one of those players that just gives you the intensity that you need to have, moving forward. I can't move on without also talking about Ty from Bartow. And she is another one of those players that just plays so hard. And so I think that's really what the difference is with those freshmen. Those 4 in particular just bring it every day in practice, which raises the level of play just unbelievably. And I play harder than anybody we've had in 5 years.
That's awesome. Always good to see early on in the season kids going hard and setting that expectation early on. What type of style, you touched on this a little bit earlier, what type of style should fans expect to see from your team this year? Is a perfect game? Is it a grinded out game that's in the 50s for you? Is a perfect game a shootout that's up in the 90s, or maybe something in between?
I think that, I think in conference play we'll probably have a lot of high scoring games because everybody likes to push it. But I think when we play, when it matters, if it's a conference championship, if it's at the regional tournament or the national tournament, I think people are going to really be surprised that if it's a close game, the money's on us. And that's the way I feel about it. And that's the way we're approaching every day in practice, that you need to be able to finish the game in the half court when it matters. And I think that's really going to be our mantra. I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Your team, as you spoke, moves to the Southern Conference this year, so a little bit different schedule for your club, and obviously some changes with the pandemic and everything going on schedule-wise. I know you just sent me one right before you came into this into the meeting here, but what does the schedule look like shaping up this year? Going to be a very good one for your club.
Yeah, well, we open up with 4 of the best teams in the country, so we'll fly into Alabama, play Wallace State. We'll be a top 20 team. We'll immediately follow probably with a top 10 team in Chipola. We'll have here at our place on the second weekend, Gulf Coast will come down, who's obviously multiple-time national champion, and then Northwest Florida, who was our regional champion last year. So that's how we start out. I mean, and I've got to believe that we'll also be right in that mix in the top 10 in the country.
Absolutely, man. Great way to start and show those kids what Florida college, junior college basketball is all about.
We're going to find out right away.
All right, Coach, time to have a little fun now. We're going to go rapid fire segment here, okay? So we're going to ask you some quick hitting questions about Coach Ellis off the court. Let our fans get to know a little bit about our new head women's basketball coach. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. First one's an easy one. Favorite professional sports team for Coach Ellis?
Well, I grew up, I was born and raised in Miami, and I actually went to 2 of the Miami Dolphins' undefeated season games. So I'm dating myself a little bit, but I gotta say that's embedded pretty deep in there. My roots go deep back home.
So you like the quarterback sitting behind your starter right now, Tua Tagovailoa?
Again, there's the big question mark. I gotta see him play. But I do like from one of my alma maters, LSU. I was taking a look at Joe Burrow yesterday. Any chance I could. So.
Yeah, he didn't look too bad, did he?
No, he didn't.
Game day superstition. Are you superstitious, Coach?
That's the one thing I have none. No game day superstitions. I figure we're going to lay some up, we're going to play.
So you either win because you should have won, or you lost because you should have lost.
No, we're not going to lose them. So my superstition is that we're going to win them all, I guess.
All right, dream vacation spot for Coach Ellis.
Well, I have 2 grown daughters, and my dream vacation spot will be wherever they are. And my wife and I go for holidays. We're looking forward to going to my older daughters for Thanksgiving, and we'll probably go out to my younger daughters on Christmas. So
it's a little crazy this year. You actually get to celebrate those holidays, right?
Yes, we do.
Every once in a while, to watch some college football on a Saturday, something in a normal fall you wouldn't get to do. So. If Coach Ellis is not coaching or teaching and he has a day off, what's Coach Ellis doing?
Well, my wife's always saying, what are we going to do to have fun today? And I'm going, well, we've got some work to do around the house. Unfortunately, we have plenty to do at home. But if it's not that, we like to go out on a Sunday after church or what have you, and go out to Cape Costa on a boat, and she puts up her canopy, and we'll just maybe fish a little bit, or maybe go out and just enjoy the sand out there. It's beautiful out there.
Southwest Florida's finest.
It is something else.
All right, we got a couple food questions now. I know you're a food guy, okay? So first one's just going to be simple. Favorite food?
Well, I don't know if this is a favorite food, but I would just have to say it's BBQ.
Okay.
So I actually, anywhere we travel, I'll look for what I think might be a mom and pop barbecue joint, or it can be a chain. It can be a chain barbecue as well. But I'll look, and I have a list about a mile long that wherever we travel, whatever town we're in, I probably know where we're going to have lunch.
That's what fans should know about Coach Ellis too. One of the most organized people and organized travelers that you will ever meet. He can probably tell you RSW's flight schedule all day today, where all the flights are going. Coach Ellis is very organized when it comes to his travel and eating.
And I don't use a GPS. Very rarely do I use a GPS because, And I tell the kids all the time, they're all stuck in their phones, and you need to look around and see where you're at. Where are you going?
Yeah.
And enjoy the ride and enjoy the trip, and then you won't need that GPS sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, I know you like to go out to lunch each day. You pick a little different spot to go to. You give me a couple great places.
Yeah.
See if we can sell a sponsorship here on the show. Maybe. You talked about barbecue. What's your favorite local lunch spot, Coach Ellis?
Okay, well, considering we signed Tyshawn at Mission Barbecue,
Okay.
and not to mention we had our get-together, our team get-together, welcome back in Mission Barbecue in the back room.
Okay.
I'd have to say that's got to be one of my
Mission
favorite
Barbecue.
places.
I would completely agree with you on that one, Coach.
Yeah.
Great place.
Yeah.
Last one, most important. Okay. If you could have any superpower, what superpower would you choose?
I would be the superpower of calm.
Okay.
The calming force, because I really think that you need to be composed when it's in the clutch, in the crunch time. You can't be riled up and excited. You just need to be calm and be able to do your job. And so if I had that superpower, I'd spread that over the girls.
I like that. I like that one. That's a good one.
You know.
All right, folks. That is the new face on the end of the bench for the FSW women's basketball program. Coach Ellis, no longer a stranger. You heard all about him here. Know who he is. Coach, appreciate you for playing along.
Okay, thanks, Roy.
That wraps up for our Week 4 show here on the FSW Coaches Show. We thank everybody for watching on FSWBucs.com and at FSW Bucs on social media. Our Week 5 show next week will feature FSW baseball coach Ben Bezier as he talks about his program going into his 3rd season with FSW. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night. Go Bucs.